So I'm in Lucerne in Switzerland. It's my first full day here, and the weather doesn't look too great at the minute. But I've checked out the webcams, and I'm going to go and hopefully do the Mount Rigi classic round. Might get some cloud inversions when we first get there, if we're lucky. There was blue sky on the webcams, so let's go and see how it turns out. So I've just bought my ticket, and the boat leaves in 10 minutes. The first leg of the Mount Rigi Classic round trip is a traditional steamboat ride across Lake Lucerne to Vitznau. The boat trip takes approximately 1 hour. It's off the boat at Vitznau and onto the mountain train up to Rigi. So we've just arrived on the mountain train up Rigi Kulm. Rigi Kulm. Don't think I've got that pronunciation quite right, but as you can see, got some beautiful cloud inversions. Down in the valley, it looked as though it was very overcast and raining, but I checked the webcams earlier this morning and can see that the cloud inversions were in place. So that's why I decided to come up on the Rigi Classic round trip. I'd say with a bit of luck, the clouds will burn off and we'll get some views over the lake. So take a look from the top and check out the hotel and the restaurant. Get myself on with the views behind. It's like a different day up here. So the only bad bit about these kind of places, it's full of people. The boat was rammed full of people. So that's the one downside. I'd say, well, pretty much the only downside for me. So the restaurant doesn't look very busy at the minute. Maybe a lot of people were put off by the weather down in the valley. So there's a church up here.
Always have my room ready. Only one super crowded train where it's hard to find something just. Yeah. And yet the weather's perfect. Yeah. Here's right. So we can also stop and eat in and out.
So I'm hoping the clouds burn off, but I get the impression they'll be the same as they were up the Rochester Nye over in Montreux last week, where they were set for the day. Looks like the top of the Mount Rigi has got defences there, like the old-fashioned fortress defences. Don't know the technical name for them. A bit further up, see, we'll get some views into the other side, see if the cloud inversion is over there as well. Looks as though it's all around us. Probably it would make the day better if those clouds burnt off, but it seems to be quite thick. Looks like you can climb up part of the communication tower. So there's some cows down here entertaining. A lot of cow patting this grass, so watch me step. The cloud inversions don't seem to be quite as heavy in this part. So we're at the cross on Rigi Kulm. Rigi Kulm. So it's quite the place. Not too bad crawling with tourists yet. As I say, maybe the clouds in the valley put people off. Have a quick look around and have something to eat, and hope that the clouds have burnt off a little bit. But I'm not holding out too much hope. So just coming up to the communication tower. It's a bit of a gimmick, being able to climb part way up it. So it's just a small viewing platform part way up the communication tower. So there's lots of viewpoints, but now I'm a bit bored of these cloud inversions. So no breakfast, so I'm on the stodge. I hope this is good. It's quite a sausage, that. So the plan now is I'm going to walk down to the cable car station. You can take the train down 3 stops. I figured I'd make a bit more of a day of it by walking down, which takes about 1 hour. So we're going to drop down to Rigi Kaltbad. That's not the way I pronounce it, I'm sure, but so it's a nice easy concrete trail on the way down. Quite a sweeping view of clouds upon clouds. Let's make our way down. It's like plenty of people have got the same idea as me, walking down to the cable car station. Well, the hotel looks as though it's seen better days. Well, the restaurant doesn't look really open. It's like a few things are shut around here. I don't know. Oh, it looks it's actually open. It's around the back. Just doesn't seem to be doing an awful lot of business. Looking back up to Rigi Kulm. So we're now 40 minutes away from Rigi Kaltbad, where the cable car is down to Weggis, or yeah. And we're still above the clouds. I've seen a few cloud inversions this week, or while I've been in Switzerland anyway. Not something I've seen a lot of back in the UK. Well, that's quite the view with the tree line and the mountain backdrop with the cloud inversion. Looking back towards the summit. So we slowly drop down. Quite the chorus of cowbells in a few different directions. If my microphone's picking it up. Some sleepy ones. Imagine living up here. Pretty cool. I need plenty of those logs during the winter though. I hope that rope don't snap while it's going over. So we've got some construction going on here. There's going to be a restaurant or some places to rent. Here we go. Like studio apartments by the looks of it. Probably a good place for an Airbnb. So Rigi Kaltbad's go back on ourselves a little bit now. On more of a dirt track. It's quite warm today now, there's not a cloud in the sky. Well, it's not in the sky, it's down just below the mountains tops. So there's a bit of a viewpoint here. Not really much to view. We're dropping below or into the cloud pretty soon. There's plenty of viewpoints and bench stop-offs along the way. It's definitely one I'd love to come back to one day without, you know, in beautiful weather, so I can see all the lakes from the top of the mountain and get all these beautiful views on the way down. The cloud inversion has a beauty of its own. At least some of the mountains are popping the red above the clouds. That's an interesting looking house. Some nice ornamental pieces on the outside. Pretty cool big face there. Awesome. I believe you're not far from the cable car stop. Now I guess if I get there before a train comes, there won't be much of a queue to get on the cars or the gondolas. Oh, I didn't time that correct, did I? There's a train just come in. There's one or two cafes, so I have a drink. That's one of them ciders. So we can have a game of drafts or chess. And that's where it was earlier, where the helicopters are hovering over, delivering roof panels. And here's a viewpoint. Fortunately, it's just the cloud inversions, which we've seen all day. Now enjoying a cider before I go down. Cheers. So I think I'll go and take the gondola back down to Weggis now and catch the boat back to Lucerne. Gondola station looks as though it's just ahead here. Take the stairs down. So now taking a 10-minute walk to pick up the boat back to Lucerne. So the signs to the boat stop. Right at the Hotel de Lac. I remember seeing that church on the way here this morning. It was on our way to Vitznau, so we're not far from the dock. Turned out to be a rather lovely day. Pity the clouds were hanging off the top of the mountains. Can't have everything though, can you? Well, you would like to. I assume the boat that's coming along just now on the lake is ours. Should be arriving in the next 5-10 minutes. Well, that's our steamboat coming in. Suppose I better go around and catch it. I've been waiting for another hour.
Vielen Dank.
And that was the Rigi Classic round trip.